guys, welcome back to my channel. For the ones that are new, my name is Diana and you are very welcome to check out my channel. I make random videos like probably once or twice a week. I'm trying to be more consistent. If you're new and you're interested about this video, then go ahead and watch. But anyway, so for today's video, I am gonna be reacting to, I guess, like horror stories that are animated. If you hear a whole bunch of noise in the background, it's my pets. It's Garfield and Mariah, the bunny. And so I am just gonna turn off the light and we are going to set the mood. Alright, so we're gonna get started with the video. This is gonna be like the first story. Alright, so I am ready. I have my panda here just in case you get scared. So let's get started with the video.
This happened to me when I was around 14 years old. I was at a sort of religious class located far from our main school building. I was drawing my cartoon characters, waiting for my teacher. However, an hour had passed and he didn't come. One of my classmates went out to see what was wrong, and it turned out that our teacher didn't arrive yet. So we had to wait a bit longer. After she told us that information, we continued waiting. I started drawing again until one of my friends, Aina, suddenly pulled on my sleeve and whispered, "Something is wrong with CT." I looked at CT, who was sitting at the back with the loud group. She wasn't saying anything or laughing. Well, it was quite weird seeing her like that, because she was the one who always talked a lot.
I think she's on drugs, that's why.
In that group. And then I saw that she was holding a small piece of black cardboard and a pocket knife. Since we had an art class that day, I thought that she might have been doing her homework at first, but I froze when I glanced at her the second time. She started carving something on the cardboard, and very aggressively. I couldn't see what she was carving, but she then woke up, went outside of the classroom, and stood there,
She is on drugs. Alright, let's keep going.
staring at something. Aina poked my shoulder, signaling that I should check out CT's cardboard. So I sneakily went to her seat to grab the piece of cardboard
Why are you even grabbing the cardboard? Just leave it where it's at.
she left on the table and went back to my seat. As soon as we flipped the cardboard over, we got goosebumps all over our bodies. Something was written on it. The words meant we didn't disturb them, they disturb us, in our language. Aina and I looked at each other. When I got up to return the piece of cardboard, CT was already in her seat.
That's why you shouldn't be taking stuff.
And stared at me with a scrutinizing look on her face. I sat down and slid the piece of cardboard under my desk. All of a sudden, I had the sudden urge to know what the heck was going on. So I got up and went towards her with Aina. "Hey CT, how's it going?" I asked. But she didn't answer my question. Then I could hear Aina whispering the Lord's Prayer, and my fear alarm started buzzing again. Then Aina tried to talk to CT, but for some reason, she suddenly shuddered. And I knew the reason. CT started to mumble the exact words that she had carved onto the cardboard, but this time her voice changed. She sounded like a demon. Her voice was deeper.
If you wouldn't have drawn a demon in the first place, then she would have been okay. So she probably made her possessed.
And lower than a man's, and her eyes simultaneously started to turn white. Her mumbling was getting louder, and now she began to scream while shaking her whole body. Everybody in the class stood on their seats and watched what CT was doing with fear. Before long, CT suddenly stopped, dropped her face slowly down on the desk, and began to sleep. I quickly returned to my seat and tried to take out the cardboard, but it was not there. I searched all over the classroom, even inside of the bin, but it was gone. The next morning, I went to CT and asked her what she was doing in class yesterday, and she replied, "Oh, I was sleeping during the whole class." "You sure?" I asked again, but she said yes, nodding her head. Was my friend possessed? Could it be real? And what she told me next made my face turn white and my heart drop. Oh yeah, while I was sleeping yesterday, I was at some church, and I saw a very beautiful stained glass window with a nun. I wonder who that nun was, though.
Okay, so this one is called The Foot Above My Mom's Body.
When I was a little girl, I was scared of sleeping alone, so I used to sleep with my mom. Eventually, I had to toughen up and sleep by myself. Well, this happened when I was in high school. I had a twin-size bed in my room and decided to leave both my door and my mom's door open.
Why would you leave the door open? Close it. I never leave the door open because I'm always scared that I might see like a demon or something in the hallway.
Our bodies were facing opposite directions. I couldn't sleep that night, so I turned on my MP3 player and was laying in bed, listening to music. All of a sudden, I felt a little strange, so I turned my head around, and at that moment, I froze. I saw a person's foot on my mom's body.
You should have kept your door closed. Now you're not going to be able to sleep.
First of all, if someone gets too nervous, it's hard to look around clearly. However, I slowly looked up, and then I saw the face of the person standing on her body. Literally, someone was standing on my mom's body. Well, it was the worst thing
Why does it look like Elle from Death Note?
I've ever seen. I wanted to turn my head around again, but I couldn't. I couldn't open my mouth or even listen to music anymore.
Chiona.
I couldn't take my eyes off his face. His mouth was stretching and getting bigger and bigger until eventually it ripped right under his ear. I could see that the inside of his mouth was all red. I wanted to wake my mom up somehow, so I gathered up enough courage as I could. "Mom!" As soon as I yelled, everything disappeared like smoke. She ran into my room, hugged me, and reassured me that everything was okay. I was leaning on her now, so that I could calm down. Soon after, I put my earphones back in and turned on my MP3 player. And that moment was really crazy and just plain scary. All of my files were gone. I had around 300 songs on the device, but all the songs were erased for no reason.
Wow, that's a depressing life right there. Having no songs in your MP3 player.
I couldn't sleep at all that night and still felt bad even after waking up the next morning.
See, this is why you should be closing your door. If you would have closed your door, then you could have had a nice, good sleep. But no, you had to leave your door open.
So I ended up breaking my MP3 player. Well, why did my music files disappear?
That was scary. Should we watch another video? Let's watch another one. This one is called The Night at the Broadcasting Station. Alright, let's see.
I'm in charge of sound editing and audio at one of the broadcasting stations, and this is what I experienced the other day. The inside of our editorial room used to get too dark and gloomy, especially at night, so there were a lot of people who said they saw ghosts there. After I joined this broadcasting station, I just laughed when I heard about it. Nah, who believes that? However, not long ago, I had to change my mind. The audio file and film would sometimes disappear every other day. Of course, I was scolded by my seniors because of it, so I worked until dawn to make up for my mistakes. The hallway in the editing room was pretty long. and there was a small warehouse inside the room on the far end of the hallway where the film was kept. Originally, only the people in charge could enter the room. However, for some reason, I kept hearing a squealing sound in the room that day. I guess someone's still working. While I was editing, I kept hearing that noise. Wondering who was inside, I got up from my seat, came out into the hallway, and opened the warehouse door slightly. And there was someone inside the room. A woman with disheveled hair was lying on the floor, attaching her stomach. She kept making grotesque sounds and crying. She was also frantically pulling out the tape from the film. The scariest part was the speed she was pulling the tape out. It didn't seem normal. It was abnormally fast, and her posture was she didn't just lie on her stomach. She didn't have a lower body.
Oh, what the?
I ran away from the room screaming like crazy, and the next day I told my senior about this, and the senior who was listening quietly said this. After hearing it, I couldn't sleep at all. Maybe she was looking for the film she had appeared in.
Alright, well, I guess this is it for today's video. Let's just turn on the light. Alright, so that is it for today's video. These videos weren't really that scary. I thought they were gonna be scary. But anyways, I made like a spooky type of video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you end up liking this video, then leave a like or let me know in the comments to see if you want another video like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!